Dude, I don't know what's going on.
You're toggling something because I can hear your keyboard, and then all of a sudden it clicks out and you can hear you typing.
Yeah, I'm not typing at all.
Well, you can hear a click on the key like you're clicking a mouse.
Yeah, I'm clicking
and then
them.
all of a sudden sound
I
goes
don't know what's
away.
going on. Okay, so it's.
You're toggling
There,
something.
I hear you now.
All right, well, I guess now you're on. It clicks out and you can hear you typing.
I don't know.
Yeah,
You.
I'm not typing at all. Enjoy your stream.
Okay, I'm trying.
Hear a click on the key like you're
All right.
clicking a mouse. Yeah,
We'll see you.
Okay, so it's
Okay. I don't understand.
I hear you now.
I don't understand what's going on. What a pain.
I don't know.
You know, technology is
Okay.
frustrating, very frequently frustrating.
All right.
But
We'll
I wanted
you.
to talk this on this stream, and
Okay. I don't understand.
all right, there we go.
I don't understand.
I see
what's going
Donnie's
on.
response. Loose cannon,
What a pain.
Bernie.
You know, technology.
All right, so I'm gonna
frustrating.
continue to drive on
Very
with this
frequently frustrating.
and try not to
But
screw
I
up
wanted to
again.
talk
I don't
this on
understand.
the stream.
Um,
Okay. I don't understand. All right, there we go.
all right,
I see Donnie's response.
if you lose me,
Loose cannon.
just let me know.
What a pain.
Just
Bernie.
give me
you know,
something. Let me know,
all
or
right.
Tim.
So I'm gonna
You know,
continue
Tim's
to drive
gonna
on with this.
be around in the
Try not
background.
to screw up again. I
He
don't
can let me
understand.
know real quick. But
Um,
I wanted to talk about some things.
all right, there we go.
And in this particular live
If
stream,
you lose me, just
uh,
let me know.
I want to talk about the first car that
Give
I
me
ever had.
something.
And
Let me
we
know.
all have those
You know, Tim's
cars,
gonna
you know.
be around in the background
And
to screw up again. He can let me know.
let's see,
real quick.
pause the playback in
But
your video.
I wanted to talk about some things. And in this particular
Oh,
live stream,
okay.
I want to
You're
talk
getting,
about the first car
you're getting
that
some
I ever
sound
had.
there, Nick.
And we all have those cars, you know. And he can let me know. Let's see.
I hope
pause
it's
the
still
playback
working.
in your video.
Anyway,
I wanted to talk about
so I want to talk about the first car that I ever had, or ever was
Oh,
kind of
okay.
assigned, let's say, because
I wanted to
I've
get in a
told
real-
people
get some
before,
sound
and you all
there,
know for the
and
most
we all
part,
have those
that
cars, you know.
my dad had a junkyard growing up. So
Let's see. I hope it's still working.
the cars that we
Anyway,
drove were not the
so
best
I
of
wanna talk
cars,
about
let's
the first
say. They
car
were,
that I ever had,
a lot of them were
or
wrecked
was
or
kind of
beat up
assigned,
or
let's
whatever.
say, 'cause
And
I've told
growing
people
up in
before, and
Pennsylvania,
y'all know for the
we
most
had
part
inspection stickers.
that,
And so every year you had to get a car
my dad had a
inspected,
junkyard growing up.
and
So
you know, it cost money to
the
do those
cars
sort of
that we
things.
drove
And
were
my
not the
dad,
best cars, let's say. They were,
to save,
a lot
save
of
some
them were
money,
wrecked
which
or
is not a bad idea,
beat up or
he
whatever.
would go to the
And
auction and
growing
buy
up
a
in
wrecked car or
Pennsylvania,
something that
we
had a good inspection sticker. And
And so
so
every
there were
year
many
you had to get
times
a
I've
car
drove a
inspected.
car that was
And
damaged or whatever
you
until
know,
the
it cost money
inspection
to do
sticker
those
ran
sort of
out.
things.
But
My dad,
the first
to
car,
save,
let's
you
say,
know,
that I
some
was
money,
assigned
not
to
a bad
drive
idea,
was
he would
a
go to the auction and buy a wrecked car or
70,
something that had a good
1970,
inspection sticker. And so there were many times I've drove a car that was
all right, I
damaged
got
or
it, Nick.
whatever until the inspection sticker ran out.
I think it's fixed.
But
Anyway,
the
it was a
first car, let's say, that I was
1974
assigned to drive
AMC Matador.
was a
Yeah,
70,
yeah.
1970,
And it was a 6-cylinder, 4-door, and it was
all right, I got it.
the ugliest car in the world at the
I
time.
think it's fixed.
The
Anyway,
car
it
was
a 1974
black and green,
AMC
and
Matador.
it was painted, I think, with
Yeah.
either a brush or a roller
And it
or
was a
something.
6-cylinder,
And it was
4-door.
horrible. It had
And
you
it
know,
was
the
the
seats in
ugliest
it
car
were
in the world at the time.
greenish
The car was
plaid looking, whatever,
black and green,
and it was just terrible.
and it
And
was painted,
but it, it got me
I think,
around
with either
for a little
brush
while.
or a roller
And
or something.
I used to
And
go
it
to
was- it
the
was
to the
horrible.
movies with my
It
buddy
had,
Mike,
you know,
and
the
we
seats
would
in
drive
it
this,
were
take this car and go to the movies.
greenish plaid,
And one night we were
you know,
coming
whatever.
back from the movies,
And it was just
and
terrible.
somehow, I don't know what, I
But
don't
it,
remember
you know, it got
exactly
me
what happened,
around
but
for a little
the
while.
exhaust fell off the
And
car.
I used to
So
go to the movies with
I
my
get
buddy
home,
Mike,
and of course it's just
we would
blah blah
drive
blah
this,
blah 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 blah,
take this car
making
and
lots of noise
go to the
because it's a
movies.
6-cylinder
And one
and
night we were coming
sounds
back
terrible.
from the movies,
And I remember parking it, coming in the house at 11 o'clock at night or wherever it was,
the exhaust fell off
and
the car.
my dad asked me what was going on because
I get home. And,
it just
of course,
wasn't,
it's just,
it didn't sound right.
you know, making lots
So-
of noise because it's a 6-cylinder and sounds terrible.
Ugh.
And I remember
I don't know what to
coming in
do.
the house at
This is
11
driving me
o'clock at
crazy.
night or wherever it was. And my dad asked me what was going on because it just wasn't, it didn't sound right. So,
Okay, I don't understand why I'm getting a reverb.
I don't know what to do.
But
This is driving me crazy.
anyway, so I came in the house and my dad was like, "What happened to the car?" And I said, "Exhaust fell off." So rather than put any money into it, we scrapped it. So that was the first car that I was driving, and it ended up going up in the junkyard.
Anyway, so I came in the house and my dad was like, "What happened
Yeah,
to the car?"
I don't have the audio on
Exhaust fell
unless
off.
there's a.
So
Let me
rather
check.
than put
Maybe
any
I can
money
check.
into it, we scrapped it. So that was the first
I've
car
only
that I
got.
was driving, and it ended up going up in the
I
junkyard.
don't know what else. I'm using
So I came in the house. And my dad was
OSB
like,
or
yeah, I don't
OBS
have the
Studio, I
audio
should say,
on unless there's a.
and
So let me check. Maybe I can
it's not
check.
telling me that I have anything wrong. It's only showing one microphone, so I don't know.
Driving, and
Um,
going up in the junkyard. I don't know what else. I'm using OSB or OBS Studio, I should say, and let me check. Maybe I can. It's not telling me that I have anything wrong. It's only showing one microphone.
yeah, Nick, I don't have
So I
anything.
don't know.
All I have on is the computer, the laptop.
What else? I'm using
Okay,
OSB
so
or OBS.
hopefully this isn't too bad. I'll try to work this out later on, but anyway, so
It's not telling me that I have anything
I drove that car.
Yeah, Nick, I
It
don't
probably
have
wasn't
anything.
just a few months,
All I have on
and
is,
it was done.
the computer.
It was out of the picture.
The laptop.
But we also had
Okay.
a variety
So,
of.
hopefully this isn't too bad. I'll try to
let's see
work this
here.
out later on. But anyway,
I don't know.
so,
Hang on, Nick. I'm trying to listen. I'm
uh,
trying to get some
I drove
information
that
from my
car.
buddy Nick.
Yeah, Nick, I don't probably wasn't just a few
Wait a
months.
minute.
All I have on and it was done. It was out of the
Okay,
picture.
so I have
But we also had a variety of.
pause the computer audio.
Hopefully this isn't too bad. I'll try to
Let's
work
see
this
here.
out later.
Let's see if I can figure that out.
I don't know. Hang on, Nick. I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to get some information from my buddy Nick.
No.
Wait a minute. And it was done. It was out of the Okay, so I have. But we also had a variety of.
Pause the computer audio.
Hopefully this isn't too bad. I'll try to work this out later.
Let's see if I can figure that out. I don't know.
Hang on, Nick. I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to get some information.
I don't know, Nick. I can't figure it out right now. So anyway, I drove that car and ended up, I said it went into the junkyard and was scrapped. And then later on, I ended up driving a, well, we used to say Renault,
I don't
but
know, Nick.
it was
I can't figure
Renault.
it out right now. So
Yeah,
anyway,
thanks,
I drove
Nick.
that
I'm trying.
car and,
But
ended up,
it was a
as I said,
Renault Le
went into the
Car.
junkyard
So
and
if you
was
grew up
scrapped.
in
And
the
then later
80s,
on,
70s, and
I ended up
80s,
driving
you may
a,
have seen these cars. I think they came to the U.S.
well,
in
we used to
like,
say Renault, but
um,
it was Renault.
I don't know, mid 70s, because my mom
Yeah,
had a
thanks,
brand
Nick.
new
I'm
one
trying.
in '76.
But it was a
And
Renault Le Car. So if you grew up,
anyway, she had a brand new one, and these were little tiny cars.
you may have seen
This
these
one had
cars.
hers
I think
had
they
was
came to
bright
the
orange
US,
and had a
like,
flip top convertible. I mean, it wasn't really a convertible; it was just like a
mid-70s, 'cause
sunroof
my
that
mom had a brand new one
was
in
just kind of a
76.
canvasy material that you could
And,
flip open. So
Anyway,
she had one of
a
those
brand
brand new,
These were little
and
tiny
my dad loved
cars,
those
this
cars,
one
so
had-
she
hers
ended up.
was bright
We ended up having
orange
several of those
and
cars.
had a flip top,
Kind of had a little fleet of those
convertible.
cars,
I mean,
and
wasn't
it was
really
funny
convertible, it was
because
just like a sunroof that
they only came to the U.S.
kind of canvas
in a
material
two-door
you could
version
flip open.
until I think it
So
was probably
she had one of those brand new
early 80s,
and my dad loved
80,
those cars,
82,
so she
83
ended up-
maybe,
we
and then they
ended up
started
having
selling a
several of those
four-door
cars.
version.
Kinda had a little
And I
fleet
remember I drove.
of those cars.
I had a
And it was
brown
funny
one.
because
My
they
sister
only
had a
came to the
blue one,
US
and there was
in
a
a
silver
two-door
one.
version until I think it was
And we were
probably
all part of the ambulance
early
service
80s,
in our little town.
80,
And so my
82,
dad
83 maybe,
mounted
when they started selling the
blue
four-door
lights
version.
up
And
on
I
top
remember
of
I
these
drove-
cars.
I
And
had a
so
brown one,
we would drive these things
my
around,
sister had
and
a
we
blue
kind of looked
one,
like French
and it was
police
a silver one.
driving around in these little cars.
And we
But,
were all part of
we'd
the
go to
ambulance service.
have an ambulance run
So
and
my dad
get in,
mounted
get in one of the cars and
blue
take off
lights
and flip on the blue light.
up on top of these cars.
We were
And
something.
so we would drive these things around.
But anyway,
and we kinda
I
looked
just
like
thought that
French
was kind of,
police driving around
entertaining
these little
to talk
cars.
about some of the early
But,
cars that we all had
we'd
or
go to
drove or
have
whatever.
an ambulance run
And I may come up with
get in, get in one of the cars, and
some
get
other
off and flip
topic
on the
later
blue light.
on, but I'm kind of curious
We
as
were
to
something.
if you have
But anyway, I just
if you had your first car and you want to comment on it, that'd be great. You can leave a little message here or whatever. But or if any of you still have your first car, that's something else.
I'm kind of curious.
I was glad that Matador went away, and I can't say that I've really had
if you had your first
a
car,
my
and
own personal
you wanna,
car,
comment on it, that'd be great.
like
You can,
owned.
leave a little message
Until I,
here or whatever. But
well, I take
or if
that
any of you
back.
still
I did
have your
actually.
first car,
I did,
that's something
and
else.
I'll go back a little bit
I was
further.
glad that
I had
Matador went away. I can't
Oh,
say that I
Terry,
really had
yeah,
that.
74 Ford Pinto station
My own
wagon. We had a
personal
bunch of those.
car.
In
you
fact,
know, like
we
own,
had the
until I,
Bobcat version,
well, I take that back. I did
Mercury
actually. I
Bobcat.
did.
Yeah, it had the
And I'll
it
go
had a
back a
V6
little
in
bit
it,
further.
and it was
I
yellow
had,
with wood grain on the side.
oh,
I
Terry,
drove that
yeah,
for a while too.
74 Ford Pinto station wagon. We had a bunch of those.
Yeah,
In fact, we
that's a
had
good
the
excuse, Donnie.
Bobcat version.
Dating somebody whose
Mercury
family or
Bobcat.
dad owns a
Yeah, it had
junkyard, that's
the,
probably
had a
a pretty
V6
good
in it,
excuse to
and
get
it
into
was
some
yellow with wood
uh,
grain on the side.
some parts and stuff. But
I drove
anyway,
that for a while too.
beyond that,
It had, that's a good
uh,
excuse, Donnie.
yeah, Ron, I'm still
Dating
making
somebody
video
whose
series.
family
Yep,
or dad owns a
I
junkyard,
I
that's
am.
probably,
I'm just
pretty
trying to
good
fill in
excuse
some
to get
gaps. I figured it'd be nice to have a little live stream.
parts and stuff.
And I'm
Anyway,
thinking about just since you brought that up. Ooh,
beyond
58
that,
Ford Ranchero. Nice, nice, Tim. I'm bringing
yeah,
bringing
Ron, I'm
this
still
up as
making
well
videos
on
here.
this
Yep.
this page or
I
this
am.
video right
I'm
now
just trying to
because
fill in some gaps.
I'm thinking about doing something like
live
this.
stream.
I don't know,
And
once a week,
I'm thinking about
maybe
just,
on.
just since you brought
I'm
that
thinking
up.
Mondays
Ooh, 58 Ford
because
Ranchero.
um,
Nice.
it just works out better for me. I have my
I'm
regular
bringing this
job
up as well
that
on
I
this,
work Friday,
this
Saturday,
page
Sunday,
or this video right now
and
because I'm thinking about doing
sometimes I
something
get
like this
other things going on that
once
I
a
have
week,
to go and take care of
maybe
or
on
whatever. But I'm thinking about doing
Mondays,
something like this
because
on Mondays.
um,
So give me some
it
feedback
just
on
works out
that,
better for me.
and think that
I have my regular
let me know
job
if that's a good idea
that I
because
work Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I don't know, it might be interesting, and it fills in some of the gaps
Sometimes I get
that
other things going on that I have to go and take care of or whatever. But I'm thinking about doing something
with
like
the
this on
lag
on
between
Mondays.
videos and stuff like
So
that.
give
So
me some feedback on that.
Loose
I think
Cannon,
that,
still my first
let
car. I
me know if
bought
it's a
12
good
years
idea.
ago when I was
I don't
15.
know.
77
Might be
Firebird
interesting.
Skybird
And it fills in some of the gaps
with factory
that,
CB radio. Still the original paperwork with a dealership in the glove box.
with
Now the
lag
Skybird,
between videos and
Firebird,
stuff
was
like
that a
that. So,
V6? I think they
Loose
made some
Cannon,
with a V6
still my
in them,
first car. I
but
bought 12 years
I don't
ago when
remember if the
15.
Skybird was really impressive or
77
not.
Firebird,
Um,
Skybird.
But that's kind of neat. They still had the factory CB radio. Those were very popular in the 70s. I remember we had a
Now the
up in
Skybird,
the junkyard. We had this
Firebird, was
really
that a V6?
nice, clean car. It was
I
a
think they made
Mercury
some with V6
Montego,
in them.
and it had the
I don't know if the
AM/FM
Skybird was really impressive or not.
CB with an
But that's
8-track
kinda neat.
player
They still had the factory
built
CB
in.
radio. Those
I
were
mean, it
very
was a
popular in the
big,
70s.
chunky radio. But I
we
remember
had
that car having that
up in the
radio in it.
junkyard,
I
we
always
had
thought that
this
was
really
a cool
nice,
thing,
clean
you know.
car. It was a
Um,
Mercury Montego, and it
let's
had
see.
the AM/FM.
Bill 56 Bel Air. I'm trying to restore one just like my first one, a
CB,
56 Chevy Bel Air.
with an
Yep.
8-track player.
Those are cool cars.
I mean, it was
I'm assuming it's a
big,
two-door.
chunky radio, but I remember that car.
4-doors are
having
pretty
that-
common, or
that
can be
radio
found,
in
but
there.
I'm saying
That was a
it's
cool
just
thing,
more popular as a two-door.
Let's see.
Okay, Loose Cannon came with 301 Pontiac V8. Yeah, that was a small engine, the 301. I mean, it was not the powerful thing, but anything they built in that time frame were just they were smog burdened. You know, that engine maybe made 150 horsepower, maybe. You know, but that's just the way it was. We didn't have much choice over that. They were trying to, better gas mileage, but it really didn't work at all. And so, you put all this junk on it to take away horsepower, and it ends up just making the car worse and not as much fun to drive. But let's see, I missed. Oh yeah, Terry, straight four. Yeah, a lot of those had that straight four engine. I'm hoping this is still streaming because it's showing a loop-de-loop thing going on my page, on my screen that I'm seeing. No data. Okay,